Welcome back to Onset Talks. My name is Andrew Kuhn. His name is Geoff Gannon. Thank you so much for tuning in. You ask the questions, we give the answers. In today's question, somebody asked, how do you factor in the shareholder structure behind a stock prospect? Is it an issue if another company or individual owns 70% of your prospect? So sometimes, especially in microcap land, we come across businesses where they may have other very large shareholders. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that, or this guy is as well.
Yes, I think it does matter a lot. The number one thing that I care about that way probably is, number one is like, are they honest and all those sorts of things? Do I have any hints that they're not and that kind of thing? But other than that would be, how sure am I that this is that their interests are aligned in the sense that this is like their ultimate that the thing that owns stock in this and stuff is like the ultimate vehicle that they would benefit from and stuff. It can be a problem when one company owns part of another company that owns another part of another one, or if an individual owns some of a company and then they also have other interests in the same industry. So like I've seen ones where someone owns a large part of the company, major shareholder, their interests should be very aligned, but they mentioned that he also owns like 100% or whatever of like a major competitor.
Yeah.
So, that kind of there's some potential conflicts of interest and stuff there. There's other ones where there's multiple layers of ownership and stuff between publicly traded companies. And you always worry with that is, will some deals be done in a way that doesn't necessarily benefit me as a shareholder? Like you've read Cable Cowboy and stuff. Like over time, it turned out that there was a difference between being invested in TCI versus being invested in Liberty and stuff. So once they do that and break it into different parts and everything, you start to think, okay, what is the ultimate vehicle that this person is like betting on and stuff? So if it was like there's a founder who owns 70% of this and he doesn't have any interest in it otherwise, and I think he's an honest person and stuff, then it's not a problem to ride along with him and be happy that like controls a benefit that way. That's better. He'll probably get a better price if he ever sells out, and he'll resist any low offers, and everything there would be great that way. But some other times that's not the case. And so you generally want to be someone who's a lot like you if they own a lot of it. Like they're going to do the same things you would if you owned all that stock. You don't want someone who's going to do the opposite of the things that you would want to do, obviously. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on related party transactions?
It depends. I think some people worry a little too much about it for stuff that just does not matter with very small companies. But then I think they don't worry enough with like patterns of stuff that worry me. So what I mean by that is I've seen some things where people complain like they're renting space from them or they're doing whatever and stuff. And at very, very tiny companies, that kind of thing would be common. And you just have to look at the numbers. Like I've done that before for a couple companies, gone, this is really not a bad deal at all for the company. It's really good. So they're just doing it because it's something that's, important to do that way, because it's just such a small company. This is not that uncommon with very small companies. But the big thing is if you see stuff that worries you that way. So the ones that would worry me are like the biggest one or one of the biggest ones is if there are people who are basically doing nothing and on the payroll. That worries me a lot. And sometimes you see things that just make no sense as to why they're there. They're providing a service that I don't understand why the company needs a full-time employee to do that. And they're being paid at the levels that this company could hire a CFO or something for that price, And when you see that, then I'd be really worried about that because it probably means there's 5 other family members who for related, like not family members, but there's lots of things that wouldn't qualify as a related party transaction that have to be disclosed in all the different ways and stuff. So there's just so much more that's probably present at that company if you're getting anything like that. So if they have to list the fact that the brother's on the payroll at $250,000 doing nothing, then that probably means there's a lot of other stuff you don't want to know about that, that's going on too. So I would really worry about that kind of thing. Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Thank you so much for the question. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs this video up. Be on the lookout for future Q&As. We appreciate all the support, appreciate all the questions, and we will see you in the next video.